The following was filmed in front of a live studio audience. Live from a bookshelf full of DVDs, it's the Skew!
Everybody now, hip-hop people, all around me feeling hot, hot, hot. Oh, feel so good. Ole, 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 ole. Everybody is hot, hot, hot. Ha ha.
Hello, and welcome to the Skew! ... edition!
Actually, I believe it's an ellipsis.
Baby! Manners!
I tend to believe the title of the film was never intended to be spoken. ...
Our topic for this evening is lawn darts! But first, let's take a quick look at the film ... by Rigadori Filmworks. Let's look at the trailer! Roll the trailer! He stands at the bus stop. She stands at the bus stop. They stand at the bus stop.
Should've worn boots.
Our panel this evening is the Scholarly Lion, Percival the Puff Puff Train, and of course my dear friend, you all know him, Sir Baby! That's right folks, he was knighted.
The Queen of England changed my diaper, and she declined an invitation to my birthday party.
I'm sorry to hear that, baby. I actually have some bad news myself. My dog died, my wife left me, and I have skin cancer!
I tend to believe things don't actually happen for a reason.
Well, let's continue with the show. After all, that's why we're here. Or is it? Yes! And I'm your host as always, Robert Downey Jr. So let's get right down to it. Baby, what's your thoughts on this film? Baby!
I don't care.
What's with the tone, baby?
We weren't invited to the premiere.
Of course we are, baby. My press pass says October 17th.
The premiere was 6 months ago. That's not even a press pass. You found that in a cereal box.
I tend to believe every good day starts with a balanced breakfast. Does everybody like oatmeal?
The film starts in black and white and gradually saturates into a full-color film.
But in many ways, the transition from black and white into color represents society opening up to all races, without racism, without sexism.
I won a race once against an innocent bystander.
I tend to believe the color transition is nothing more than eye candy.
That's not the only eye candy in this film.
Did anyone else take note of the limited cuts in this film?
No.
No!
No.
No.
All right! What about the acting? They have to get some credit.
I only liked Montana.
Well then, looks like we've got nothing!
I conducted an interview with Justin Travis on the 3rd of March.
Well, why didn't you say so? Roll the clip!
Here I am with filmmaker Justin Travis. Hi, Justin Travis. The film was rejected by Cinefest Sudbury. Do you have any thoughts on that? I have a lot of thoughts on that. Was it difficult to shoot the film in a single take? It was remarkably difficult in a lot of ways, and in other ways, it was easier than I personally thought it would be. I personally thought it would be impossible. What's with the recurring character of Toby in your work? Toby is a lot of things. He started from a lot of small things, and he's moved into quite a few big things. You know, a lot of people think you and I sound a lot alike. I have never heard that. I've never heard that before, and to be quite frank, until you called me up, I'd never heard of you. Do you want to come to my birthday party? I think I'm probably busy for that day.
Percival, how was your interview with Darren Lee?
I missed the interview. I had a track meet.
I conducted an interview with Darren.
Roger, roll the interview.
I tend to believe in ghosts.
Jesus.
That was weak. Your pay comes out of my salary. Why are you even here? It's that time, folks. We have our special guest on the line. Siggy, can you hear me?
Am I on?
Yes, Siggy.
Hello? Damn it.
Roger, would you mind calling him back for us?
Hello? Am I on?
Sorry about that, Siggy.
Am I on?
Sorry, Siggy. Roger forgot to connect the audio.
Your phone sucks.
Actually,
Your phone sucks.
Sorry about that, Siggy.
Thank you, Robert Downey Jr. I liked your films from before you were drunk. I would like to discuss the film now. In ellipsis, Justin, Michael, and Darren took more than 40 hours to write the script. This was done so they could reorganize the clips, for example, actually at the end of the film, so it seemed like both characters had connection through disconnection. This is proven as both characters never speak one word visually throughout the film. It leads the audience to interpret it as to whether or not these words were even spoken, or if they were thought in their minds, which, for example, Brandon happens to react visually to the thoughts that are expressed. Yes. But I prefer to look at the cameos of the film, as all three writers, Justin, Michael, Darren, are all involved in the film. At first, Darren shows up by walking over and putting up a poster on the side of the bus shelter. Later on in the film, actually, Michael shows up and draws a phallus. If you look closely, the phallus is black and the page is white, representing the two colors at the opening of the film before it changes into color. And if you look closely, Montana approaches the second phallus symbol inside the bus terminal, and she looks at it and mentions that penises not so much, but there's a smiley face on the page, and this represents happy go penis. This creates sexual tension between both the characters as Brandon then approaches the screen and walks in, as if he is penetrating her entrance into the shelter. The fact that, actually, it is cold out, they are both wearing protection to protect themselves from the weather, so Brandon is wearing protection as he approaches her shelter in hopes to not impregnate her with any unwanted capabilities or thoughts or reactions towards the phalluses.
Siggy, you might want to slow it down a little.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the freaking zone. And actually, if you look later on, the bus shows up and goes to actually pick them up, and they get down the bus, which is actually a phallus symbol of a vagina. But if you look at it more closely, the bus is more shaped like a penis, as for the shelter is more like a vagina, which emphasizes that both are needed if necessary, exactly, for example, to make babies. I'm confused. After both characters are picked up, the bus then begins to make noises, loud noises, vibrating noises, as if it needs to be energized in order to move sexually, for example. And then once the bus leaves the screen, Justin comes into frame. Justin's penetration to the frame actually represents more realism to the entire film. It shows that more people will show up to get on bus, so they can go to where it is necessary for them to continue. But it leaves the thought actually in the minds of the audience as to whether or not Justin will go through the same experience as Brandon did with Montana. Sexually. Actually, I'm fatigued and bored. Goodbye.
Thank you, Siggy, for that passionate analysis.
So that's where babies come from.
What do you think, Spoon?
You can't catch me.
What was that?
The dish ran away with the spoon.
Huh. And now it's time for the final thought. Percival Puff Puff, what's your thoughts?
My brain is a phallus symbol. I thought the film was terrible, but Montana was amazing. Montana, here's my phone number. 333 choo 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 choo.
What's your take, Scholarly Lion?
I tend to believe this motion picture was never meant to see the light of day.
What's your final thought, baby?
I thought it was a terrible film. I thought it was slow, pretentious, and not that good.
I thought it was terrible! Well, it looks like we're out of time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to the Skew ... edition. I'm your host, as always, Robert Downey Jr. Good night, everybody.